another UFC 4 gameplay. Career mode with Prince NChalla, welterweight, up and coming welterweight contender. Excuse me while I put my boots on. Hold on, let me pour this last little cup of coffee. I had an interesting conversation today with some people just now, and it got me to thinking about some things. And I believe it was Obsidian who first broached the topic to me, at least, about good faith and bad faith. You know what I mean? And we were talking about corrective action here in the military, and how military is like kind of changing over some of its ways, you know, because a lot of bad shit happened here in the military due to corrective action. And I got to thinking, I'm like, I don't mind being corrected if I'm in the wrong. You know what I mean? If I fuck up, correct me. You know, the Bible says, if you correct the wise man, he will love you. Correct the fool, he'll hate you. I believe that was in Proverbs. So, you know, I'm wise enough to know that if I fuck up and you correct me, that's fine. That doesn't mean haze me and disguise it in the guise of correction. You know what I'm saying? No, you're not correcting me. You're just fucking with me. Because I didn't do anything wrong. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I may not know everything, but I know when I'm fucking up, and I know when I'm not fucking up. You know what I'm saying? You can feel it. And even if it's like a slight offense, a slight fuck up, you know what I mean? You don't use a mallet to a goddamn ant, you know. But that's what I've learned being in the military this brief time, is that when you give certain people who are really not mature enough to handle authority, they'll overcorrect. You know what I mean? Like that overbearing middle manager of yours who wants to, you know, helicopter you all the time, be a helicopter manager and shit. I believe I told this story before. I used to work at FedEx while I was in college, right? And this one particular manager of mine, I'm never the shucking and jiving black dude. I'm not. Since my late 20s, I've been on serious shit. Now, I'll crack jokes from time to time. I ain't no motherfucking stepping fetching, man. You won't catch me shucking and jiving. So this particular manager, I suspect that he sensed that I wasn't a shucking and jiving ass dude. So, you know, he took kind of offense to that and started micromanaging me. I mean, on my case about every little thing I did. Why are you placing the boxes here? Why don't you just take them off and stage them here? Why don't you do it like that? And I'm like, dude, because this is how I want to do it. I'm getting the packages loaded. The packages are getting loaded in the package car in their correct location. I'm hearing no complaints from my driver. Fuck off. You know what I mean? Like, straight out of high school, I worked at UPS for 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not new to this UPS, FedEx package handling shit. So I used to do this one thing, right? And I called it a launch pad, where I'll take a big box, normally a solid, heavy box, and I will place it right at the mouth of the truck. And this box would be maybe mid-thigh high, or sometimes waist high. And when the other packages would come off the belt, I would take them packages off and stage them on my launch pad box. So that way I didn't have to bend all the way over to pick it up off the ground. It was already at waist level, or at the very least mid-thigh level, or at the very least knee level. So it'd be easier for me, and it consolidated my work area and had my shit a little neater. So he's like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? I'm like, because this is how I do it. And I just kept doing it. I just kept doing it my way, right? Because it worked. I get moved to another area. Guess what happens? I get called to go back to his belt to help him out, because I guess somebody called in, and he's loading the truck, because I guess multiple people called in. So he's loading the truck. And guess what he's doing? He's using my launch pad technique. I looked at him, I just shook my head and smiled. I said, you using my launch pad technique, huh? And he was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, why were you fucking with me? And giving me shit about it. And then turn around and use my shit. You know what I'm saying? And I knew why those people called in, because he was being a manager in bad faith. He got a little bit of power, and he started throwing his weight around and offending people. You can't offend your troops, man. That's what I learned about being a leader. Now, I'm not a leader here in the Army. I'm pretty sure there are people who look up to me, but I'm not a leader because I'm only a private. You know what I mean? But I know that if you don't win over the troops, they're not gonna fight for you. And you're not gonna get the troops to fight for you if you're operating in bad faith. You know what I mean? And I said this during the conversation, and I believe I said this on the stream a few days ago. I said this during the conversation earlier this morning. It's like, if I'm dealing with a higher up who I believe to be operating in bad faith, gee, if we go across the wire, if we get deployed in a combat area, nigga, don't expect for me to come to your rescue. You know what I'm saying? And I already got in my mind, if we across the wire, he or she is not gonna come help me. So I'm not even gonna depend on you. I'm already gonna be mentally prepared that you're not gonna help me. But what he or she doesn't know is that I'm not gonna help him. You know what I'm saying? I might not kill you, but I might not, you know what I'm saying? Don't expect for me to jump on no grenade for your ass, motherfucker. I take no bullets for you. I run across an open field for 50 meters to come get your ass. Hell no. I'll tell you what. I've been on this funeral detail for about 2 months now. I know how to do it. I know how to do the rifle. I know how to give you your gun salute. I know how to fold the flag. I give your motherfucking flag to your folks. But I'm not coming out there. I'm not putting my neck out on the line for you. You know what I'm saying? And I believe in the 33 strategies of war. It was either that or the 48 laws of power. Robert Greene talks about leading from the front. And I don't want to say his name, because if I say it, fucking Homeland Security is going to just go crazy. But there's a particular person. This person is no longer living. They got killed back in the Obama administration. Use your brain and you'll figure out who I'm talking about. But Robert Greene spoke about how this person was able to galvanize his troops because he actually picked up weapons and got out there on the front line and was shooting at the ops. Even though he's the big man, he's calling the shots. He picked up that motherfucking chop. Ooh, was that bars? I believe that was bars. He picked up that chop and was shooting at the ops. So that made his troops fight for him even more. So that way, in the future, when he were to give corrective action to one of his troops that was fucking up, they would take it. They would happily take it because they had faith in his leadership. You know what I mean? I think it's just me. It's just me. I think that here in the military, because I get this problem out of buck sergeants, E5s. And you can make if you come in the military 17, 18, you can make E5 by 22, 23 years old. I think just in the same way, well, two things. Just in the same way that you can't become president of the United States unless you're of a certain age, unless you're old enough, I don't think they should be promoting a lot of these young motherfuckers to sergeant like that until they put them. Now, they do have something like a sergeant leadership course, but they really need to emphasize the mental aspect of being a leader. You know what I mean? Just like when I bought my first gun, my father told me how to handle that gun. You respect that gun like you respect electricity, like you respect fire, like you would respect the Jaguar. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing to play with. Yeah, it's a useful tool. You know what I mean? Like electricity and like fire, but if you don't manage it correctly, it can cause a lot of destruction. You know what I mean? And I think that point needs to be emphasized. If they don't put a age requirement on becoming a buck sergeant or an E5, or at least becoming an NCO, they need to emphasize the mental aspect of being a leader and really put these future sergeants through a rigorous curriculum, because it's kind of like putting a fucking loaded gun in a child's hands. You know what I'm saying? This is several weeks back. This one buck sergeant who I got into it with, I think his punk ass is probably like 25, 26. He was talking to another soldier. This soldier was a specialist. And the soldier who was a specialist was saying how he would pass down the task that was given to him to the soldiers who were up under him. And the buck sergeant was like, yeah, that's how it goes. I mean, I got the rank. I'm like, so you abuse your power. And I already knew he abused his power because he came at me wrong. He came at me wrong, came at me sideways. I'm like, for one, nigga, I'm not your soldier. For two, I don't give a fuck about them chevrons on your chest. And for three, might makes right, nigga, so I'm right. You're wrong. You know what I'm saying? End of discussion at that point. We can stop the conversation right there. But yeah, since he said that, I said, yup, I know his MO. Let me just stay away from dude. Cause he gonna see, it's soldiers like that who shouldn't be in a position of leadership. They shouldn't. But you know, what do I know? What do I know? Anyway, man, let me get to this. Let's do this, man. That's just something I want to riff on real quick. Oh shit. Hold up real quick. Let me do this. Let me go to my snap, man. Turn my location off, man. Ghost mode, motherfucker. What? Alright, let's go. This that jujitsu dude. Oh shit. Damn. Fuck. You know what? I gotta go. The Hayes and Barn prints. So with training camp nearly done, let's talk about promoting this. My focus is on the fight, man. Let the other guy do the talking. You feel me? You feel me? Fuck dude, man. Oh, can't promote. Let's go, man. Shit, let me go ahead and shut this down, man. Because they really need me. My fucking team lead just texts me like, hey, make sure you bring your ACH. I'm like, fuck. I was hoping to shit bag a little bit. I ain't even gonna hold you. I was gonna shit bag and see their ass after lunch. Well, let me go ahead and shave, man, and hit the bricks, man. It's all good, man. I might not even come back for lunch for real, cause it's soul food day, and I didn't eat breakfast, and I'm about to get me some of this good It's good motherfucking ribs and some chicken and some mac and cheese and some collard greens. So I'm gonna holler at y'all here in a minute, man. Peace.